So Penny here is not a fan of the kennel and had a case of separation anxiety and was peeing, puking, defecating, urinating in the kennel. A lot of people don't understand separation anxiety. It's basically a panic state that the dog goes into. Now for most dogs, the kennel isn't, it represents multiple things. Most people don't actually kennel train their dogs, as we talked about off camera. They just put the dog in the kennel and then they leave. Now the dog's dealing with multiple things. I'm in a place I've never been before. I'm restrained in here, and my human has left me. And if the dog thinks that it's a leader, then the dog is in a panic state because it feels like it needs to protect you. So it has to defeat the kennel. So the first thing we want to do when we have a dog that has separation anxiety and anxiety with the kennel is get them over that. I'm going to use positive reinforcers. In this case, we're using chicken liver, the tricky trainers that I like to use. So I'm going to gauge how anxious and nervous Penny is about the kennel by how she reacts to me putting the treat in the kennel. So you see a little hesitation, kind of stuttered and came back, kept the legs out. So the first one, I just want to let it go in there. Now we're going to assign, that's a really good sign. The first thing we want to do is come up with a name for the kennel. Now if you've called it Kennel or something like that, and your dog has developed a negative response to it, you want to come up with a new name and rebrand it. Now we talked a little bit about this off camera, come up with a positive association name. We don't want to call it Alcatraz or jail or something like that because we have a negative. Even though we're joking, it does impact the dog. So now I'm going to throw it a little bit further in, chair. So the dog has to walk in with all 4 feet. And the fact that she's lingering tells me this is not a really severe case. I've dealt with it. You don't even want to know. All right, chair. So the first stage is simply getting the dog used to going in and out without closing the door. Chair. And every time that she touches the treat with her lips, we say the command word. Not good chair, not go to chair. Dogs key on the first sound they hear. So a big trick with training is to use the command word and no other words, no adjectives or adverbs. Chair. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of this. We're going to break this up in a couple little videos so it's a little bit easier to watch. But the first stage is just to get your dog comfortable going back in the kennel. Now one of the things you can do is what I'm doing here with these treats, where the dog sees me put them in. The other one we would do, let's say that you take her out to go potty or she goes back in the bedroom and somebody else is here. Somebody else gets a treat. Actually, let me do it this way. We'll do it this way. Penny, we'll do it there. Now I'm going to distract her and throw one over here. Yep. I forgot the telltale sound. But the second way we want to do it is leave a treat in here and not say anything to her. Most people, they want to, there's a treat, it's right here, here's the treat. We're trying to do them a favor, but for dogs, we actually rob them of some confidence they'll get from self-discovery. So we just leave a treat in there and don't say anything, just observe. When she goes and touches it, we say the command word, chair. But just like us, if every time we went to a restaurant we found a $100 bill in the lobby, we would eat there a lot. And for her, if every time she goes in here, she gets a special treat that she gets no other time, she's going to be more inclined to go in there. All right, so this is the first stage of getting your dog over the fear of the kennel.